identified three challenges that any employer would encounter when they recruit any PWD, any people with disabilities. Like in our case, we have specialized in one disability, so I can talk more with data from this disability.
Yeah.
So what we discovered is there are three challenges that they would encounter. The first one is having a community inside your organization. Like typically when we go to work, we don't open the computer or start your work at 9:01 and end at 5:29 and then go. That's not what you do. During the entire course of the day, you do various things. You chit chat, you go for a cup of tea or a smoke break, or you generally bitch about various things that happen in your life. Like you talk about how your mummy has given you gawar ki sabji in your tiffin, or how your chappal broke when you're walking on the road to catch the train, or how your umbrella flew away, or how the rickshaw wala took 2 rupees extra, and like you want to share that with somebody. And if you have now one abled person and one deaf person, very rarely they interact with each other. Not because they don't want to or they dislike each other, but like who's going to take the effort? So it's rather that I'll call a Suresh and say, "Arey, tu kya laya? Tu kya kar raha hai?" Or like, "Chal na chai peene jate hain." And like it's much simpler. So we avoid interacting with anyone else, anyone who's PWD, and we end up interacting with them very, very formally. So what we have managed to do away with in our restaurant is by having a large population, by having at least 5 or more of the same disability under one roof. You are doing away with that thing of alienation, because invariably what happens, like they also are scared of talking to the able people, and same is the case with the able people. Whenever the able people are talking to them or interacting with them, they only go with the purpose of helping them, as if like उनको कुछ चाहिए, मैं कैसे मदद कर सकता हूँ, which is not what they want. So
Yeah.
it is, we are unable to interact with them at par. So that thing we have done away with. So now in the restaurant, as you must have seen, we have 25 deaf people. So when they are not busy, somebody standing in one corner, another person is standing in another corner, and they are cracking jokes. And for us, we have to stand in front of each other to crack jokes, and they're cracking jokes, talking about movie and whatever. So like they enjoy, because like ultimately you spend more than 80-70% of your awake time at workplace, and you out of the 24 hours. So it's very important for you to feel that place as home. So that's one thing that we have achieved, and we ask all corporates, if they want to employ people with disabilities, to have them in a sizable number under one roof so that they don't feel alone. That's one part. Second part that again we have done away with is standard. They are good at doing standardized roles. They are very good in memory, but they are not so good in logic. So if you expect them to use logic and like what we call in jugaad in other terms, like for example, your computer is not working or your printer is not working, you just bang it 3-4 times and somehow it works. Or like you don't have paper, you go to the other printer, pick up paper, put it in your printer, and it starts working. So these are things that are very difficult for them to operate on. So if there is a standardized,
and that's because of socialization more than anything else.
No, not socialization. It's somehow their brain is not wired for that. Like in our case, when we opened our first restaurant, we did a 3-month training for the waiters on hospitality, on social skills, on interacting with people, etc., etc. And then when we went live, we found that like they were not able to use any of those training. We told them, "ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है," तो उनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. But so then we actually panicked that time. This was in May 2015. And all the managers and kitchen staff who were speaking, they went and they started doubling up as waiters.